Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, and another great show for you. Another great week, actually. So we have shows today and Thursday. Last week we missed you on Thursday, but this week we got a full week. I just have a question for you. Can you smell the aroma going on here? Because there's nothing else to do when there's a ton of snow except for learning how to cook. So I will say I'm no Julia Childs, but I made a couple good dinners. And the good news is I have a backup plan. I've got pizza. So today I'm trying chicken chili in the crock pot. So pop in, say hi. Let's bring up Kathy Stipe. We've got a fun show for you today. Really great for Valentine's. Kathy, I'm practicing my cooking skills. And as you know, I'm not very good at that. And so far, 3 meals have passed the test. We're both alive. We didn't get food poisoning. And my husband liked all 3.
Oh, good. Well, that's a step in the right direction.
Last night, I cooked some leftover lobster with pasta. It was delicious. And so I'm doing that and embroidering. What a good combo, right?
That's a great combo.
Now, you're kind of cold down there in Florida, too.
Yeah, we have been really cold. So I was showing you earlier before we got on, I'm covering up my lap because my poor heat pump here can't keep up with the cold.
Oh, yeah. You know,
So,
I have a ton of family in North Carolina, and they moved there. A couple of them moved this last year because they said, we're sick of the Midwest where you don't want any more snow. And guess what? They got dumped on. So I think you're just, it's a great season to sew and embroider. And now we're looking at Valentine's Day. I even wore a pink shirt for you thinking of Valentine's. And I can't wait to see what you're going to show us today.
well, I wore my sun, sand, and sewing shirt.
I love that.
So my 3 favorite things.
Yes, perfect.
So today we're going to talk about the guidelines on the Aveneer and how I use them to create the quilt blocks in this runner.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I needed a new runner for my dining room table that was kind of Valentine-y. And so I just did an internet search for, I think, Hugs and Kisses quilt blocks and found instructions for different blocks. So the first thing I'm going to show you today is how I use those guidelines so I did not have to mark my fabric.
That sounds fabulous. That quilt is adorable. And by the way, everyone, I did set up a full blog post so you can go back and see her pictures. I know you love what she works on, so I'll share that with you in a bit. But it's on the calendar page where you guys always go to on angelawolf.com. So, all right, Kathy, well, I'll let you take it away. I'll monitor the questions, and if you need anything, holler.
Okay, I'm going to switch it over to my other camera.
I see everybody saying they're thawing out. Some are thawing out. Miss Marie said your quilt is adorable.
Okay, so if you bring up the camera that I have up right now, this shot, I will show you one of the things we're going to make later on in the show.
That's cute.
So now let's go to my camera view for my machine screen, and we will wake it up. I'll move my little decorations that I had there. So I've got my machine set to center needle position, and you have this icon that kind of looks like, I say, a stemless wine glass because it's just a wine glass with the stem and no bottom on it. So you have to constantly hold that. That's your guidelines. So in your guidelines, you have a main and you have a sub. I'm not going to use the sub, although I will tell you, we forget about what's in there and what they have that helps us out. I was doing some 60-degree equilateral triangles, sewing those together, and I ended up using my 60-degree angle. And that way, then I can start a 1/4 inch away from the corner. So whenever I get to the to sewing them all together, all the pieces together, I can kind of be able to do that more easily. But today I'm just using the main line. Oops, let me turn the subline off. And I'm just going to use the main line, and I'm going to switch my camera over to the bed of my machine now. And you can see that I have this line that's coming down. Can you see my red line?
We sure can.
Okay, so this is my line length that I'm changing. I now have a longer line. And what I'm going to do, because I want you to really be able to see this, is I'm making a white mark right there where that red line ends, and I am lengthening that main line. Do you see it growing?
Oh, yeah.
So if you didn't know, you can lengthen that line, and I'm not sure the exact length. It gets to the point to where it's at the end of my projection field. So that's as far as I can go, and you can't even see that because that's too far out. Let's see if I can bump this down a little bit. So do you see it added probably another 2 inches plus to the actual length by taking it all the way out 50 millimeters.
Wow.
But that's it handy. So I'm going to switch, and I'm going to go to my block. This is one of the blocks that I had done. And the directions said so on the angle. So let's see if we can, I know that looks a little squirrely, but do you
We've got a little bit of the rainbow effect going. And by the way, that does not come with the machine. It's just from camera use.
Yeah, and I've already turned off the machine lights, so I mean it makes it a little bit better, but so I just sewed from corner to corner, and I'm doing no hand sewing, so let's see how well I do. So hopefully you can see my green.
Oh, yeah.
Green seam. And then the instructions just called for trimming that off a 1/4 inch past your seam line. It had you sew from corner to corner. So that was an easy way for me to use my guidelines and even the extended guidelines. If you're doing something like half square triangles, you know how much of a pain that can be to draw your center line, sew a 1/4 inch path. But that's where your sublines come in handy as well. And I'll take you back to my machine screen. I can do a subline and just make it a straight line. And we can set the distance so that it's a 1/4 inch past. And I know this is taking you back and forth, but let's zoom back in to where that's at.
Oh, yeah.
So if I wanted to sew my guideline, using my guideline, I have my center line, and then I've got my line that's a 1/4 inch past. So I love it for that. And it saves me a tremendous amount of time. I'm going to close that or turn that off, close it out. And Angela, if you will take me out, and I will go over and switch to embroidery right now.
Sounds good. So while she's out switching to embroidery, we are live today. So bring your comments and questions here. So I wanted to mention, if last week on Tuesday, all of our fans on Facebook, one of the Facebook pages did not post the live show from last week. So if you missed the show last Tuesday, pop on over to Brother's YouTube channel. I don't know, Facebook was having an issue, not just with our video, but it sounded like a few others too. So if you missed last Tuesday's show, go to YouTube and you can watch the replay. It was a great show. So let's see. She's switching over her machine. Do you have any questions? Tina says, Nitty. I agree. Oh, Joyce, I love the Move It foot as well. So what is on your sewing table today, everyone? I'm just curious. I think I see Kathy. You just give me a thumbs up when you're ready and I can see you down there. You guys can't see her, but I can. She's just trying not to have you get seasick. That's all. Hey, thanks, Miss Maureen. Very fun. So Valentine's, yeah, it's only a week away. And if you're in the Aveneer Masterclass, I made a super cute mug rug. You can follow along. We added a really cool fill and everything else. And so you can go in there and it was a great gift. I did it for Win and added some fishing. So, all right, I got Kathy back. Pop in here, Kathy. Here you are. Back to you.
Okay. So I had my runner hooped in my 10 by 10 magnetic hoop, which, I mean, I love this thing. You would have to fight me tooth and nail to take away any of my magnetic hoops. That's just how great they are. So from the home screen, and let me switch back to my other camera, and we'll get back to the machine.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So here's my screen. I need to scan what's in this hoop so that I know where to place my decorative fill. So in order to do that, I have a little key up here that's on my screen. It looks like a leaf in a piece of paper right next to the pocket, and I want to use the image scan. So Angela, I'm going to press this button that says image scan, and it's going to scan what I have in the hoop. Are you ready?
All right. Ready. This will be a great tutorial because somebody just recently messaged me and they were wondering which button to hit when you're trying to scan. And I'll bring you, I think we're coming back, which button to hit when you're trying to scan the background image, because there are different things. I want to mention this because this comes up so many times, and this is not just on the Aveneer, it's on some of the others that have my design center. There are different ways that you can scan in. You can scan in an image and turn it into embroidery. You can scan in fabric and bring it up as a background. Then you can design over that. And I know there are some good classes on the Aveneer and the Luminaire in the master class. So make sure you you could even grab the manual and learn how to do this, because I even go back and I forget which one to hit. So let me bring Kathy. I think she's back up here. Kathy, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Back to you.
Okay, so you can see that I have this outline of my heart. I can see it on the screen. And if I need to see it a little bit better, I can use the little fern leaf up here at the top center, the darker, make it darker, or you can make it lighter. But what I need to do is define the area of the heart, which is where I want to place my decorative fill. So in order to do that, I'm going to try and use my finger or stylus, but I don't know which one's going to work better. And I'm just going to pick a light color so maybe we can see that. I don't know the proper name of this icon that I chose. It's the one that I can go point to point to point. I know it has a technical term, but I don't know it. And because I'm older, I always enlarge everything. So you've got your magnification tool that you can use. So I'm going to select that icon and I'm going to make a dot, and then I'm going to select the next point. From there, I can scroll, activate it again. And I've got undo at the bottom here if I don't like my choices. So I didn't like that choice. And then again, you can just keep on going and keep on going. And I can select the next point, and if I don't like it, I undo. I select it again. And I don't know how many people know this, but instead of using the hand to pan, I have little scroll buttons here on the bottom and on the side that if I can get them to engage, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. It just depends on how much I've got it enlarged.
And how cold your hands are. Don't forget about that part.
But right now they're oops, touched the wrong spot. I just can't seem to get the right spot. But once I got my area filled in, and we're just going to pretend here, I'm going to go, it's not going to be right, but we're going to just pretend like it is. And then we're going to go next. Once you get your area defined, you hit next. And I'm going to leave this all as it is, except for, I'll just leave that as a running stitch. So we'll set it. Oops, cancel, return. What did I say? I wanted to fill it in with a decorative fill. I think my brain is frozen, Angela.
Hey, you get a pass for the day, Kathy. You get a pass.
So I chose decorative fill 15015 because to me it kind of had sort of little heart shapes in it. And let's put a light color so maybe we can see it. And I dumped it inside my heart. Oops, I've got a broken line. I don't know if you can see that real close, but it on my screen, see how it filled the whole frame in?
Yep.
That means that I've got a hole in my design somewhere. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to go back home. I'm going to go into my design center and I'm going to pull out of the memory the one that I ended up making. I had moved it so that it was in the right position to stitch right after I had done my scan. And because this runner has 2 hearts in it, I was able to only have to create the outline for one, and I just flipped it for the other heart. But we'll go back to my pocket and you'll see that I've also got the second part of the design. I've got the X made as well. But I'm going to trash him. Oops. So there's the heart. And when I go next, this is where I can change everything. I can change how big I want my fill pattern to be. I can change the position offset. So on this one, I did adjust the position offset so I could get more of the design, the center part of the design in the middle of the heart. I turned the outline off because I didn't want it to stitch, and I changed the thickness of it to thin. So just a single run. So that's how I created the quilting design that I used. So I'm going to go back. Does anybody have any questions while we're here on the screen if we need to show it?
Let's check. Any questions, everyone? Someone had asked where you got the fill that's in your heart. Is that a custom fill or is it a fill that's built into the machine?
It's a built-in. It's 015.
015. It looks so cool in that heart. I thought maybe it was custom as well.
No, it's right next to the fish.
Of course, I know where that is.
Yeah. 015. So, I mean, we have so many choices, 54 to be exact. So you can get it wherever you want it. But like I said, what I did was I adjusted this position offset because I think how it calculates how to fill it is it takes the center point of the area that it's filling and populates from the center out. But the heart was not necessarily center pleasing to the eye so that I would get full design in the center of the heart. So I just adjusted it. And you can do that as well. So play around.
Looks great. Susie said, this is a great reminder on this technique. I agree, Susie. I agree. Okay, if you have questions, even if you're watching the replay, drop them in the chat. We'll try to answer them if we're live. And if not, we answer them even after. So, all right, Kathy, no questions so far.
Okay, so I think I'm going to switch my camera over to ScanNCut. Let's see if I got the right button.
Yeah, we've got it. Your ScanNCut's asleep right now, but I know you can wake it up. there you go.
Okay. So the cute little hearts that I was showing, these little hearts.
Oh, that's so cute.
They have snaps. So you can use them as a little coin purse. I've got coins in this one. You can, and these are made out of felt and the edges are sewn. But there's also a paper version that you can put treats in. And this idea came about because my grandchildren have a Valentine tree. They talked their mom and dad into letting them leave up one of the Christmas trees and make it into a Valentine tree. So we're going to make the little Valentine. Right here in your machine, you don't even need a pattern. If you want to rewatch this episode, feel free to rewatch it at any time and you can follow right along, pausing as you need. So I'm scrolling and I think it was 4 clicks till I got to the heart. And I left it at the 3.94 by 3.94 and I set it. And here it is right up there in the top. And I'm going to edit it and go object edit. And I'm just going to make a second repeat. So we've got both of those. And I need to rotate one of them. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And then I want to bring it down so that the points are about lined up and it kind of overlaps just a bit. Can you see the little area right in the center there where it overlaps a bit?
Yep, we sure can.
Okay. That's very important. You need for them to overlap. So now I'm going to go okay until I get back to my main screen again where I can say add. And I need to add another little pattern. I now want to make the little tab. Oops, back. I want to make the little tab that I use to place the snap. And I used, it's the last design on the second row. And it's 2.36 inches tall by 3.9 wide. If I make it smaller, it's doing it proportionately. I can do that for a bit, but then I want to adjust it so that the height is smaller. And I've got it about 1 inch. Let me make it maybe a little bit bigger. I went 1.2 and I set it. So now here's my little tab. And I need to edit it and rotate it. So I'm going to rotate this one as well, 90 degrees, and bring it over. I put it so that it was kind of maybe about 1 inch or so away from the point of one heart. So right about there. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, and you can make this tab as long or as short as you like. But when I got it placed like I liked it, I just touched OK. And I touched OK again. And now here's the very important part. We need all of these pieces to cut as one unit. So I want to group them. And when I go into Object Edit, that now makes this weld key active. So I'm going to weld it. And it's going to ask me if it's okay to weld it. And yes, it's okay. And it looks like it did it properly. So there's my design. Everybody good with that?
Kathy, I love that. I can't even remember the last time I used the weld feature. So now I'm going to remember that nonstop because this makes it so simple to cut out one object. I would love to know in the chat, everyone who has a ScanNCut, have you tried the weld feature before? Because I always forget about that.
So I'm going to go back to my home key. I've got in my machine memory, I've got one of the ones that I use to cut out a felt. So these are all the things that I've saved in my memory. I'm going to go to the back. Let's scroll. Let's just get this one. I think that's the one that I used.
You've got a ton of people saying they've not tried the weld feature yet.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And Linda, you need to use that machine. The ScanNCut's so much fun. Actually, once you start using it, there's so many things it can do that you'll just keep thinking of more and more and more.
So that's my favorite feature.
I love it. I love it.
I'm cutting these out of felt. And you know how we always struggled with felt? Struggle no more with the little rotary blade.
The rotary blade, we love it.
So I'm dropping it into my machine. See if I can do this without getting too much in the way.
We got you till it comes back. And don't forget, I know some of you are going to say, you might have popped in late or you missed this. Don't forget, you can go back and watch this. If you're on Facebook, share it to your page. That's the easiest way. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, but you can come back to YouTube, go under the live streams and watch this episode because you can skip ahead and watch every step she did and do it on your ScanNCut. This would make great little Valentines, especially for the kids that they bring to school, right? When the kids bring their little Valentine's things.
Because I've got some that instead of using the heat transfer vinyl like I did on the felt ones, I used a pen and I drew little.
Oh, look how cute that is.
You know, and just have the kids on the back side just write to or from, you know, from Alexander, you know, and then he can stick a little candy in it, punch a hole, tie a string.
Oh, so easy.
I mean, that's, I think, a lot more fun than buying Valentine cards.
Well, and a lot cheaper. Well, of course, you have the machine, then you can make as many cards as you want. Sherry, you've got to get your ScanNCut out of the box. And congrats on your Christmas gift.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to scan what I have on my mat. And I probably should have thought this through a little bit more and had a little bit more of a, I'm moving you down.
I'll take you out just in, well, I can see you. So far, we're not getting seasick. You're doing great. Great camera work, Kathy.
It's not me. It's the camera, not me, really. So if I can just, okay, so you see where my felt is at on my mat. And when I touch that scan button and touch start on my screen, it brings it in and it's scanning it, kind of like the scanner on our embroidery machines where we can scan it and see it as an image. So now my quick button back to my screen, and once it focuses, you can see that I need to move this design, and I think that one's a little bit big for my piece of felt, but maybe if I rotate it, I don't know, we'll try it.
That's what I was thinking. I'll bet you'll get it in there. There you go.
Okay, so I've rotated it and I know that it fits on my fabric. Awesome.
Speaking of fabric, Kathy, Nancy wants to know, what mat are you using? What is that color? That is the fabric mat. That is the fabric mat, Nancy.
Fabric mat. So, you know how we always talk about mats and how people are always saying, oh, I always have to replace my mats. They don't last very long. Well, I did a experiment a long time ago, and I put the date on the bottom of my mats.
Oh, good idea. Wait, you've had that since 2021?
I have. It is a regular mat, standard jack mat, and I wouldn't normally cut cardstock, which we might cut next. But because this mat is old and it's lost some of its tackiness, it's still not ready for the trash. I can still use it for things that I don't need, that I would otherwise use a low tack mat for.
That's a good idea. Even paper.
Well, that's what I have on it right now, is I have cardstock on there. And like I said, this one, where'd I go? 11/30 of 21. That's how I keep track.
That's a great idea.
So if
in case anyone here is new to the ScanNCut, what she's talking about is the mat is very sticky. So if you were to put cardstock right on a brand new mat, sometimes it'll mess up your paper. So this is a great tip for you on this.
Save your old mat so tightly that you'll be having to soak it to get the paper off.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's on its last leg. I will let you know that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start this, and I'm going to get all the way to where I select cut. I need to make sure that I don't have half cut on, because I had been cutting some vinyl earlier, but half cut is not on. And I will start. There are those of us, and I say this all the time, there are those of us that test and those of us that wish we had tested. So,
that would make a great song. Oh, I love that.
So yeah.
Ask your questions, guys. We are live today, and I will bring these up to her. We're waiting for it to scan.
So as much as I love the the rotary blade. I'm going to use it for something that is not intricate, because every time it needs to change the angle of the little rotary, the little rotary blade, it has
Yeah.
to go the working area of the mat and adjust the angle. But it's finished cutting now, so I'm going to unload my mat. And then if I'm up here, let's see if I can peel off. Oh, look at there.
Wow. That's a beautiful cut.
So you can see. I guess I could probably change my.
Might have you go to the other camera where you're back just a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe we'll go to the machine screen angle.
There, perfect. Yes, got it.
And what's so easy about these is that, well, this is a brand new mat. I just opened it up, so I should have gotten my spatula out. So you're going to want to clean them when you get finished using them.
Especially after felt.
Yes. So here's my two hearts. Here's one this way and one this way. And this one wasn't the one that I really wanted. I don't know what happened. Let me get one that's cut right. Okay, this one was cut out of paper. So you've got your two hearts and your little tab.
Go to the right, just a little. There you go. Perfect.
Two hearts and a little tab. You want to fold it where the hearts are on top of each other. And then I fold the tab around. And I've got, the little snap tool. And I even had some little pink heart snaps. And these have candies in them. The snap is pretty strong. So I just fill them with candies that the kids like. So there's one for Emmett who likes Tootsie Rolls.
I have to make some. Of these. Last year I did the in the hoop design and I put chocolate bars in there for Win, and his new favorite candy bar is Twix. So I better make a bigger heart so I can stick the little Twix bars in there. Oh, sorry, not a brother product. Just candy, just candy.
So this was one that I did out of felt, but I didn't sew it up because my little guy, Wyatt, is a lover of lollies. That's what he calls them. They're lollies. And I've seen those big bundles that I'm going to get for him. He doesn't care for chocolate. So I'm going to get him the big bundle of the lollipops or suckers. And I thought if I left it open but put the snap on it, that would kind of make like a lollipop bouquet wrapper.
That's a good idea, Kathy.
I've got it coming out the bottom. So that's part of what we have done. So I told you that my theme for this show was how I love Brother, let me count the ways. So I love it because I love my Aveneer and all that I can do with it. I love my ScanNCut and everything that I can do with that. Let me get back.
I got a couple questions for you when you come back to us too. Yeah.
Okay,
So Kathy named this How I Love Brother. Count the Ways I Love Brother. Well, you got two right there, the Aveneer and the ScanNCut.
Okay.
We can list a lot more because a lot of people here said, we love this show on the ScanNCut. Someone else said, please do a show on Print Moda. I'm watching all of the suggestions here. Yeah, don't worry. I'm taking note of all of these.
So what I guess, motivated me to think of all the different things I love is when we had our family gift exchange, it's just little trinket type stuff. And it was called My Favorite Things. And so you brought however many participants there were, you brought one of your favorite things for each participant. So that was
That's
their gift.
cool. That's a great
So
idea.
my one niece has this special type of permanent marker that she likes to use. So she brought one to everybody. Somebody had a special type of lip gloss they liked. So they brought one for everybody. I liked my sublimation printer. So I made little,
Ooh, let me
these
see.
are the ones that cozies that go in your cars.
Oh, look at those.
So you can make them personalized for everybody. But I couldn't stop with just that because I hadn't hit my dollar limit yet for people. So I made ornaments, and these are
Oh,
sublimation ornaments.
those are so
But I
cute.
made Christmas ornaments, and it was easy enough to personalize them for everybody. So, like for my mom, I did one of her favorite Bible verses on there. For my sister, she loves dachshunds. So I put a dachshund on hers. The others, you know, just kind of found something that would go for that person and
That's a great
personal.
idea. We
So
were
they all
talking
got,
about that sublimation printer lately, and that does so many things that I think you don't even think about until somebody shows like that, what you just had. What a great idea for those ornaments.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I love it. And in the Art Spirit app, they have this new sublimation embroidery. So if you like, I
What?
took a picture of a flower from my yard last summer and I ran it through there and it created like just the shape of the flower that I could then print on sublimation paper and iron that on top of the white polyester thread stitching.
Oh, yeah,
So much detail that I could not have gotten that with just digitizing.
right. I love that. So you do have a couple questions here, real quick. I'll make sure
Okay.
I got the right ones coming up. Lorraine wants to know any particular kind of felt are you using? What type of felt, or does it matter? Any felt work?
Any felt works, just your cheap crap felt works. This happens to be one that has I think 20% wool in it, but it's because I have a whole bolt of it and it
Okay,
happens
great.
so perfect.
Linda, I don't know if we can answer that because it's not a brother product, but maybe we can give you a hint. What's the latest cleaner to use to clean your mat?
Alcohol-free baby wipes.
There you go. That's not
Just
brand specific. Perfect.
but here's the trick. The trick is to clean them after you get done with use. So after this show is over, I will go over to my ironing surface and I will have my mats out there and I'll be cleaning them before I put the let's see, I've got one right here. There's a little dust cover. Don't throw that away. But somebody had mentioned print moda. And
A
remember,
lot. Actually, the print moda comments are just like rolling in over here on YouTube. A couple people got some new ones. It sounds like Santa was really good to them. They said, we want tutorials. How do we use print moda? So whatever you got to say about that, they're going to be very happy about.
well, remember when I was here in December and we did monograms and personalization, and I made the hats for my grandchildren because we were going on our grandma getaway? I took that photo and I printed it, and I'm going to do something with this. So there was my picture.
It's
There's
so
my
cute.
boys with their Bro 1, Bro 2, and Bro 3 hats, and they love them. So grandma for the win. And this background, that's one of the backgrounds that's in, I believe it was part of the Artspira Plus subscription, but there's a free version and a paid version. You get more with the paid, of course, but there's quite a bit of content available in the free version. But
That's so cute.
so I'm gonna make something that I can hang up here in my sewing room, but I just
If you all missed that show, you got to go back and catch that episode in December. The Bro 1, Bro 2, Bro 3, the youngest entrepreneurs I know.
yes, they're doing well.
That's awesome. I don't see any other questions. Everybody's just saying they love, these are great ideas. Love this, love this. And yeah, I know, Mary, I do too. The picture of the boys is priceless.
So I told you I was covering with my quilt. Had it over my lap. This was the one thing I did after that show. I had been wanting to do this for a long, long time, and I just kept putting it off, never taking the time to do it. But I wanted to make my own quilted coat. So,
oh, that's so pretty.
You can see that the quilt, you probably can't tell, but this is one of the built-in designs for the edge-to-edge quilting in my machine that the sleeves are quilted with, and the body of it's just quilted with a serpentine stitch.
That's beautiful. Okay, the question is, I know it's going to come up right now from somebody. Did you quilt the fabric before you sewed the jacket together, or did you cut the pattern out and then quilt it?
I quilted the fabric before, because this quilt, believe it or not, was a mystery quilt top that I put together during the very beginning of COVID lockdown.
Oh,
and it's
wow.
been hanging in my closet for 5 years.
Hey, you finished a UFO project. Yay!
So it's a UFO. I did not have enough. The quilt top was not big enough to get the sleeves out of. So I loved this fabric, which is out of print by many years. I was able to find a yard extra just in case. I didn't need it, but I had enough to get 2 sleeves out of. So how I did these was I did it in blocks.
Oh, gotcha.
So my next one is I'm going to take a sweatshirt and try and.
Oh, that would be great. That'd be cozy too.
It would be. So I'm thinking I'm just going to cut off the sleeves and try and quilt the sleeves, and then maybe make pockets or something down, put something down one side.
I love that. You have a quick question for you. Okay. Marianne wants to know, did you, with that picture with the boys, Bro 1, Bro 2, Bro 3, did you print, is that border underneath everything, or was that just right around the photo? How did that work for printing that? And she printed that on the Print Moda. So just as a reminder, the Print Moda prints on fabric, a roll of fabric. It also has a separate spot for regular printing. So here she is.
I brought in the photo and then I added a background, and it just put it at the top and the bottom.
Perfect.
And a little bit on the side, you can see right here.
Love that. Someone said you can take pictures of your fabric and print it on the Print Moda. You sure can, Lorraine. That's what is one of the most common things. If you're running out of fabric for something, you can take a photo of it. I did that in Art Spirit, and then I even changed it around a little bit, but it had the same colors. It was so cool. And you can go back and watch all the episodes. We do have quite a few Print Moda episodes. If you go on YouTube, click on live streams and scroll through till you see a title Print Moda, because I try to keep the titles topic or for whatever machine. Yeah. All right, everybody's saying thank you. Did I miss anybody's? Everyone's saying I love this. Oh, Jean just got the Airflow 3000. You're going to love it. Don't forget, Jean, register your machine. Brother will send you a link to the masterclass that Kathy Stipe, myself, and Kathy Gandy did. That is one of my favorite classes because it's like 14 weeks of Surging Club. Wouldn't you call it that, Kathy?
I would. And we had so much fun.
Oh my gosh, we had a ball. Okay, everybody's saying thank you. Love my Print Moda. Sounds great. Well, Kathy, this has been a fantastic show. Brenda, I saw the note that you left on YouTube about what you used to clean. I do too, by the way, cleaning the mats. All right, everybody saying thank you. This is fantastic. Well, Kathy, I hope you stay warm in Florida, and everybody else, I hope the snow melts for you. And although all of our friends in Arizona are saying it's gorgeous out there, maybe we need to take a trip.
I know my niece and her family are in Arizona right now, and she keeps posting pictures of them in shorts every day, and I'm jealous. I says, well, stay here where you're at. You don't want to come home yet.
I agree. All right. So if you want to see, I did include a blog post about this. Go to angelawolf.com. Let me bring up Brother's website because there's a lot going on there. We've got a lot going on this week. Let's see if where is it? It's right here. Here we go. And if you go to angelawolf.com, click on live show schedule. I try to keep the schedule up. It's on a calendar. You can download it. You can see what shows. If it's a last minute cancellation or move around, you'll see it. So Thursday, we've got Emily Thompson on there. That's going to be a lot of fun. And if you have other ideas, drop them below because Brother always pays attention. So, Kathy, thank you for a fabulous show.
Thanks. Good seeing
All right,
everyone.
everyone. Until next time, happy sewing.